and economic policy of the government for the year ending is presented by the minister responsible for finance on behalf of the president. The commentary on it shall stand adjourned for not less than 3 days. 4. The part of the budget statement and economic policy of the government and the heads of estimate that relate to the ministries, departments, agencies, parliament, the judiciary, and other independent constitutional bodies shall stand committed to the relevant committees that have responsibility for the subject matter. And each committee shall consider the relevant part of the budget and the head of estimates committed to that committee and report to the House within a time as the business committee may determine. 5. Any other part of the budget statement and economic policy of the government that relates to revenue and expenditure shall stand committed to the Finance Committee, which shall consider and report to the House within a time as the Business Committee may determine. Honorable members, as we direct, as clearly detailed out in the standing orders, that these estimates be so taken over by the relevant committees for consideration and report at a time and a date that is determined by the business committee. I so direct. Honorable members, before I move on, let me recognize the presence of some dignitaries that have come to support us to receive the budget statement from His Excellency the President through the Minister for Finance. And so I acknowledge His Excellency Dr. Ekospio Gabra, I've just been informed that the chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Honorable Johnson Asedu Nketia, we also have the former Minister for Energy, Honorable Boache Ajakun, present, and the former Minister for Finance, now advisor on the economy at the Office of the President, Honorable Sef Tekpe, is also present. We have Alhaji Haruna Mohammed, Deputy General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. Let me also acknowledge the leadership of the Ministry of Finance. We have the Chief Director of the Ministry of Finance, Mr. Patrick Nimo. Yes, he's seated over there. We have the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Mr. Johnson Esiema. We have the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Mr. Anthony Kwasi Sarpong. We have the Commissioner Also from the GRA, SSD, Dr. Adumaku Mensah. We have Commissioner GRA, DTRD, Brigadier General Glover Ashong Annan. And we have the Controller and Accountant General, Mr. Kwasi Ajay. We have so many other supporting staff, coordinating directors and directors. They are all available to support the minister. On your behalf, I want to thank them for their patience and all what they've done to support the minister to present such a statement within 2 hours. Honorable members, as I am not good as a conductor, when it came to the time of the chorus, I had to advise myself because a few years ago, the Veterans Association invited me to their function at the usual place. The Veterans Association, you know where they are housed. And I was invited to conduct a singing band there. It was very abysmal. So I didn't want to disappoint myself in the public. And so when you decided to reconstitute Parliament into orchestra, I decided to advise myself, and that is why I silently sneaked out. Honorable members, I will allow your leaders to say a word before I bring the minister to present some papers. I think this is the proper time for the two leaders, the minority leader and the majority leader, to have a say before we move to the order paper to give opportunity to the minister to present the papers. But I think now you have all stretched your limbs, you have refreshed yourselves, and you are ready for a long haul. And so I'm ready for you this night. Yes, minority leader.
Mr. Speaker, in March this year, when the finance minister started his lamentation, we were minded to forgive him because he was new on the job. Today, after several months on the job, he came to repeat the same lamentation, part 2 of his lamentation. Mr. Speaker, the minister may be minded to see the empty public gallery. The business community decided to abandon him. All these empty chairs, this is not what we've known in the past. Mr. Speaker, the minister attempted to provide some figures. He gave a tall list of allocations. What he failed to add, that in the 2025 budget that he brought to this house, we had Director of Operations at the Jubilee House, at the presidency, who publicly said every month the presidency gives 20,000 Ghana cedi to each constituency. A total 66 million. Where did they get that money from? Mr. Mustafa Budi, the Deputy General Secretary of NDC and director of operations at the presidency, he publicly said that every month the presidency gives 20,000 cedis to each constituency. The Minister of Finance has not accounted for this. How that money is given, time will tell. Mr. Speaker, Parliament, the minister has failed to consider the work of Parliament. He provides a paltry sum to Parliament when Parliament is the only body that does oversight. Parliament is an important organ of state. When the minister himself is a minister, is a member of Parliament, and fails to recognize the Parliament and its work, and you say we should hail you. Look at the ministers and their faces. Mr. Speaker, 2025, he should tell us the releases he gave them. When he was mentioning some of the figures, the ministers were looking as if this is the first time they were seeing the figures. Was there any consultation? Mr. Speaker, was there any consultation? Did they even know what was going to be in the budget? Mr. Speaker, me a vote kahame ameke akenuchu momba. Ameke wake akenuchu momba. Abaha 24-hour economy. One job, 3 shifts. Yano yakwe, gamashi, teshi, la. Mungwa, yute ameke ingbe 24-hour economy yo. Nichumwe ingbe nichume yo. Omusi jumanu wahi, musi 24-hour economy. And then, uba ye 24-hour economy, one can wasem. Nso mu tunjum si 24-hour economy. One job, 3 shifts in wahi. Who MPs in Omuntumin come constituency?
Minority leader. Minority leader.
I'm going to translate.
To
which?
No, I don't need a translation.
Oh,
I think your time is up for the comments.
Mr. Speaker, it's okay. Mr. Speaker, it's okay.
This is
after Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members.
You see your man. You see.
Honorable members.
It's okay. It's okay.
Honorable members, these are initial comments. Definitely, there will be a motion for you to debate the budget, even before we go to the appropriation bill. So these are initial comments, and you don't need to belabor the point. After you demonstrated before everybody, don't come behind the scene to commend me for presiding very well. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, our people say that it is when the toad is dead that you see its full length. It is not lamentations. It is the continued unearthing of the bad economic management of the NPP that is being revealed every day. Mr. Speaker, it is obvious from the budget statement that the NPP government was the worst case study of bad economic management. The NPP was bad in government, but even worse in opposition. Worse in opposition. Indeed, I have heard Ghanaians ask if it is too late to replace them with the CPP. as the official opposition. Mr. Speaker, Parliament was given a budget of 1.1 billion in 2025. In this year's budget, Parliament is being given a proposed figure of 1.6 billion. And you are aware? You are aware? Mr. Speaker, if ministers are quiet, it is because this budget was presented to ministers in cabinet and they approved it before it was brought to you. So they are aware. They are aware of all the figures. Everything in the budget was approved in cabinet where all these ministers were in attendance. Mr. Speaker, I am surprised that you didn't hear that the 24-hour economy program, there is a budgetary allocation of 150 million Ghana cedis. So I'm surprised that you didn't listen. Mr. Speaker, I am not surprised. I am not surprised that Ghanaians are now clamoring for you to be replaced by CPP as the official opposition. Mr. Speaker, we thank the Minister for Finance. His work clearly has been very commendable. This country is being turned around. Mr. Speaker, it is obvious inflation figures have drastically reduced to single digits. Mr. Speaker, we are paying our debts. Mr. Speaker, international rating agencies are giving us better ratings. Mr. Speaker, this budget and the expenditure of last year and the effort to stabilize the economy is what will create the jobs. The youth should be hopeful. What happened yesterday? What happened yesterday? Where those young 6 ladies died trying to find a job is a serious indictment of how the economy of this country was managed in the past 8 years. Mr. Speaker, I have confidence that this budget is going to create jobs, and the numbers, close to 800,000 jobs, close to 800,000 jobs will be created. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, by the time the Accra-Kumasi Expressway gets to Kumasi, I believe all the elephants will run away from Kumasi. Mr. Speaker,
Majority Leader,
let me conclude by thanking the Right Honourable Speaker for giving us an opportunity, and to thank the Finance Minister for coming to this House to present the budget statement. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, I invite you to the order paper addendum. Order paper addendum. Order paper addendum. Order paper addendum at the commencement of public business. Item 1, presentation of papers. The following papers to be presented by the Minister for Finance. Roman 1.
Contract agreement between the Government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Finance, Ghana Revenue Authority, and Children Investment Limited for the provision of public and digital inspection solution to modernize customs administration and enhance revenue mobilization.
Honourable members, the contract agreement has been duly presented. It is referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report to the House. Roman number 2.
Request for the review of the investment policy and management of the Ghana Petroleum Funds in accordance with Section 31A of the Petroleum Revenue Management Act 2011, Act 815.
Honorable members, this paper has been duly presented and it is referred to a Committee on Economy and Development for consideration and report to the House. Roman number 3.
Master agreement between the Government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Finance, Ghana Revenue Authority, and Tata Consultancy Services Limited for professional services.
Honorable members, the master agreement has been duly presented and it is referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report to the House. Roman number 4.
Request for waiver of 20% withholding tax on the income of Tata Consultancy Services Limited as service provider and value-added tax amounting to the Ghana cedi equivalent of $10,460,000 United States dollars on imported services under the implementation of the Integrated Tax Administration System project.
Honorable members, the request has been duly presented. It is referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report to the House. Honorable members, we have item 2. I want to know whether the instrument is ready. Presentation of instruments. It's also by the Minister for Finance. Honorable members, I manage the House. I manage the House. Please, let's complete the laying of the consequent papers from the presentation of the statement. Then I can listen to your leader. Please. Honorable members, presentation of instruments. Minister for Finance.
Public procurement, thresholds for approving authorities and procurement methods regulations, 2025.
Honorable members, this instrument has been duly presented and is referred to a Committee on Subsidiary Legislation for consideration and report to the House. Item 3, presentation and first reading of bills. 3A.
An act to repeal the COVID-19 Health Recovery Levy Act 2021, Act 1068, and to provide for related matters.
Honorable members, the bill is read the first time and referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report to the House. 3B.
An act to revise and consolidate the law relating to the imposition of the value-added tax and to provide for related matters.
Honorable members, the value-added tax is read the first time and referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report to the House. 3C.
An act to regulate and the provision of presidential access service in or from the country and to provide for related matters.
3C.
An act to amend the National Health Insurance Act 2012.
The bill is read the first time and referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report. 3D.
An act to amend the National Health Insurance Act 2012, Act 852 to allocate 20% of monies of the National Health Insurance Fund to the Ghana Medical Trust Fund to allow for the deductibility of the National Health Insurance levy and to provide for related matters.
Honorable members, the bill is also referred to the Committee on Finance for consideration and report to the House. 3E.
An act to amend the Ghana Education Trust Fund Act 2000, Act 581, to provide financing for free secondary education, free tertiary education for persons with disability, and free education for persons with special needs, and to allow for the deductibility of the Ghana Education Trust Fund levy.
Honorable members, the bill is read the first time and referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report to the House. Honorable members, we have some items in the original order paper. Honorable members, item 8 on the order paper. Item 8 on the order paper. Majority Leader.
You need to present this as well.
The following papers to be presented by the Minister for Finance. 8A.
Annual report on the collection and utilization of the African Union Import Levy for the 2025 fiscal year.
Honorable members, the annual report is referred to the Committee on Finance for consideration and report to the House. 8B.
Annual report on the petroleum funds for the 2025 fiscal year.
Honorable members, the annual report of the petroleum funds is also referred to the Committee on Finance for consideration and report to the House. 8C.
Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the National Lottery Authority for the year 2024.
Honorable members, the annual statement of the Audit Committee is also referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report to the House. Honorable members, members, honorable members, well, you all know it. It's great to be young. So, yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, I struggled to catch your eye. Mr. Speaker, I was raising an important matter regarding the order paper addendum. Mr. Speaker, ordinarily, item 3 on page 2 is very consequential after the budget presentation. But Mr. Speaker, if you look at item 1I, IV, Mr. Speaker, these are very serious matters. Mr. Speaker, my colleague, the majority leader, is here. In all fairness to me and my colleagues in leadership, Mr. Speaker, when these things happen, our back sometimes carries a certain impression as though we are in the know. There was no engagement. Mr. Speaker, we are dealing with a tax, a VAT exemption of $10 million being given to a company. This is the finance minister who is against tax exemption. I am saying that, Mr. Speaker, it is only fair that if the government side intends to do this, we discuss. Mr. Speaker, we had a pre-sitting. These important matters were never discussed. You look at, Mr. Speaker, a digitalization contract between GRA and Gumbe Investment Limited. Mr. Speaker, we don't know anything. It was the reason why I got up. Mr. Speaker, it is only fair. The practice is that the two leaders were engaged. But when you print order paper, then we don't know anything about it, then it is announced. Mr. Speaker, it is never the practice. I've been where he is before, and he didn't know. Dr. Forson was here, and he knows that at every point, especially on addendum, he will never agree to surprises. He knows that. Finance Minister, be fair. Mr. Speaker, they shouldn't always create a certain impression that we are in this house to litigate on every matter. I feel very bad when they create that impression. It's not fair. It's not fair.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the whole country is watching us. The whole world is watching us. Mr. Speaker, our rules are very clear. And 2 days ago, I had occasion to tell my colleague, the minority leader, that we must begin to honor and respect our rules. Mr. Speaker, our rules in Order 126 says that the chair shall be heard in silence, and the chair is the speaker. And let me read the provisions. It says that the speaker is responsible for the maintenance of order and observance of the rules of debate in the House. Whenever the speaker addresses the House, any member standing shall immediately resume the member's seat, and the speaker shall be heard in silence. Mr. Speaker, whilst we are addressing this House and facilitating the laying of papers in this House, our friends opposite did not only remain standing in their feet, but were singing, obstructing, disrespecting you, disrespecting the chair, disrespecting the maize, and disrespecting the people of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, you may choose to tolerate that, but this side of the House will not tolerate that. We will not tolerate that. Mr. Speaker, I, based on Order 33-2, I want to raise a question of contempt and abuse of privilege. Mr. Speaker, we must begin to enforce our rules. We must begin to enforce our rules. Mr. Speaker, this side of the House, we can march you two by one. And after we have marched you 2 to 1, we will still have excess. We will still have excess. We still have excess of over 30 something. Mr. Speaker, I demand that the minority leader now apologizes to your good self for this gross misconduct and misbehavior. Mr. Speaker, if he does not, I will raise a question of contempt of Parliament and abuse of privilege and ask you to rule on it now. I am giving you an opportunity. Mr. Speaker, this house will not be abused by Honorable Afenyomakin. He's too small. He's too small to abuse this mace. He's too small to disrespect the Speaker, whilst all of us sit and watch you. So I am raising a question of contempt of Parliament and breach of privilege, and I'm asking you to rule on that matter. Refer all of them to the Privileges Committee. We have their identities, we recorded it, and Mr. Speaker, we will have the Privileges Committee go into this. Mr. Speaker, as the majority leader and leader of this House, and as the Speaker, we owe it a duty to this country to make sure that the institution of Parliament, its image, its integrity, its reputation is maintained. We will be reneging on our responsibility if we allow behavior like what we have seen today to persist. We have come to the end of it. Mr. Speaker, if they can misconduct themselves, small as they are, if we don't take action, we should forever remain silent when this side of the House also decides to take action against them. So, Mr. Speaker, I am raising breach of privilege, pursuant to Order 31-0 of the Standing Orders, which says any act or omission which affronts the dignity or authority of Parliament, or which tends either directly or indirectly to bring the name of Parliament into disrepute. So, Speaker, what they have done persistently violating our standing orders, standing whilst we are addressing the House, singing disrespectfully whilst we are addressing the House, clearly falls within the prohibitions of Order 31-0. Acts affronting the dignity or authority of Parliament. We cannot allow Afenyo Makin and the Nkitikiti minority to destroy the image of this House. I don't have a problem. I know they have destroyed the image of their party already.
That's right. That's right.
And I earlier indicated that I know Ghanaians who are asking if it is not too late, they want to replace the MPP opposition with the CPP as the official opposition. But they have gone too far, Mr. Speaker. And I raised a question of contempt and abuse of privilege, and I invite you to give a ruling on that matter, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, I think we've transacted two very important matters today. We managed to get the approval of the House of the President's nominee to the position of Chief Justice of this country. We have also got the Minister for Finance to present the budget statement and economic policy for the 2026 financial year. These are two very important events that have occurred, and I think that we have done well. As to the issue that the minority leader has raised, the effect being that the leaders of the House, having consulted on some items, based on the lack of their consultation, those items should not be brought to the House and be given to the House for them to consider the government business in that respect. I find that very unfortunate because no decision is taken today. It's just business that is being presented to the House. And the matter, as I've stated earlier, has been referred to the relevant committees to consider and report to the House. The House will now have the opportunity to debate, to deliberate, to do what they want with the business that has been referred. So the fact that the two of you have not been able to consult each other should not prevent the Speaker from admitting the business to be presented to the House for consideration. Not at all. It's a matter that you, the leaders, could discuss later on. But we have business to do. As part of my duty as a Speaker is to protect the minority. It's also a duty of the Speaker to make sure that government business is not obstructed. I did that from 2021 to 2024, when those to my left were to my right. I'm doing the same now. Please, we have tolerated each other for some time now. I did indicate that I'm not going to use the gavel. I'll be using the hammer. But please, I learned a lot of lessons from the holy books, both the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran. And there was good reason why the prodigal son was given a feast. And so, honorable members, let's don't end the day on a bad note. Let's end the day on a good note. At the appropriate time, the Speaker will take the necessary action to bring real discipline and order to this House. Please, let's leave it here and complete the other business that are before us. I don't want us to go beyond this. We still have 2 more important businesses I want us to carry on. I want the House to work together as we've been doing. These are important matters, particularly the consideration of the budget and economic policy of the government. I want us to consider what happened yesterday. The country is not in a joyful mood. I expect that we should understand the situation and try as much as possible to debate with cool heads. I expect that you should all be able to tolerate each other. It's not that what you do doesn't hurt me. It does, many a times, because you all accept that I'm the father of the house. And sometimes you get up and say, with the greatest respect, then you are wondering what kind of respect that is. Those of us who were hunters know that anytime the monkey wants to bite you, it will clean the place first before biting. So when you get out and say with the greatest respect, I know you are cleaning the place, but you are going to bite. And many of you are not hunters, so you don't understand these things. Me, coming from Saito, I've learned a lot. Those of you who went to something international, that's where you are now. You are not a Ghanaian, you are not a European, you are not an American, you don't know who you are. This is what Ghana is faced with. No identity, no character, nothing. It's just a name that they are human beings. So how for do? I'll leave it at that. Honorable members, I want to plead with the majority leader not to insist on moving that motion. Let us continue to tolerate each other and work together. At the appropriate time, the rules will be applied. And I assure you, it's not on one side, it will be on both sides. Please. I know what I'm doing. And when the hammer falls, you see the applaud from the good people of Ghana. I assure you, I'll have the full support, including your parties. So please, let's go on. We have the third reading of the long-standing bill before the House, and it's just the third reading. That bill has been here for months, and the minister has been present since morning just because of this bill and then the budget. And so it's not the culture of the House to ignore such things. But I will listen to you, Minority Chief Whip, before I... Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I haven't heard you congratulate and discharge the Minister for Finance so that he can go back to his seat as a member of Parliament.
You are right. You are right. Let me, on behalf of the House, thank you, the Minister for Finance, for coming to the House and on behalf of His Excellency the President, present the budget statement and economic policy for the 2026 financial year. We are extremely grateful, and I know that you enjoyed the music. You didn't take it otherwise than people trying to at least refresh themselves after sitting for many, many hours. That is how I read it, and I think that is understandable. It's only we have to get the leaders to modulate some of the orchestra and the singing bands so that we can do business in harmony. So, Minister, we are extremely grateful and you are discharged. Yes, Honorable Minority Chief Whip.
Speaker, I am exceedingly grateful. And Speaker, I'm happy you have called the very business we were all anticipating to be called. Speaker, let me take this opportunity to make pleadings to the Majority Leader. And if he recalls, at conclave, he had made the point, because we even suggested that we were at third reading, and he had made the point, no, we should just come and read the budget and call the day off. Now it has become necessary that we take this very item. When we walk into the chamber, I kept drawing the attention of the front bench on the other side that this is just the third reading. Let's take it. So the point I'm emphasizing on is we should learn to reach out. We should just learn to reach out. Majority Leader, today, for instance, I'm sorry if I know we are all fatigued. We had to stage a compromise for the collective interest of this House. When Honorable Habib had to withdraw his motion, and Majority Leader, I heard you when you reached out to us. Yeah, to take it some other day. When you reached out to us, we understood and we yielded to your call. You see, so it's a give and take. It's a give and take. When the leader, our leader, was on his feet, he was only drawing our attention to the fact that if we had mentioned to him that these businesses were supposed to be laid, we will not be opposed to it. But it's just a show of respect and magnanimity so that we understand that this House, regardless of the numbers, is a two-sided House. I am pained by the way we are prosecuting business. You cannot tell me to sit down. If you want to speak, catch the eye of the speaker. What do you mean? You can't tell me to sit down. What do you mean? No, you cannot do that. You should catch the eye of the speaker.
Please. Address me.
You should. I am in leadership.
I'm locating them. I'll handle them. Please. Yes, please. Address me.
Speaker, so I am simply saying that Majority Leader, we respect you.
Many occasions we defer to you. Ever since I came to this house, I have never disrespected you. But sometimes the way you go about carrying your business, you don't carry the entire house along. Anytime you need us to compromise, when you reach out to us, we often yield to you. So we want to plead with you. Majority Leader, Mr. Majority Leader, we want to plead with you. We will not come to this house to obstruct government business. No, we will not. So just reach out to us, just to talk to us. We are human as you are. We know you have a business to prosecute. And I have been a majority chief before. This is just the beginning of a cycle. We are now going to go for, you will lay it, don't worry. We are now going to take about 50 motions. You cannot have all your numbers all the days. Well, you'll be there and be saying this. There will be times that you need us to compromise. Speak, you can find out from your majority leader. We work together. Let's work together. Because we are, our colleagues should know that we need to work together. Nobody is perfect here. Sometimes I am paying the way we are being treated. We are in the minority, so what? We can make very good suggestions for the prosecution of government business.
Honorable, my minority chief whip, I think enough is enough. I know that the leaders on a daily basis have been cooperating, because on a daily basis I hold meetings with you people at the lobby, and I participate in your trade office, trying to accommodate each other. And so when on the floor, sometimes we disagree. I think it's better for you to do what you are doing on the floor outside the floor. Particularly when we are in the lobby in conclave, you can raise these things. But don't let the public have a perception that you don't cooperate with each other. Because I can give copious evidence, supported by documentary evidence, as to how you have cooperated with each other up to date. I'm a living witness. So please, sometimes, whether for some other reasons you want to achieve some other goals, I don't know. That's why sometimes I'm also compelled to say it's a surprise to me. So please, let's leave it at that, Majority Leader. And then outside the glare of the public, we can use the usual channels of communication I will refer to and settle some of these differences. Please, let's continue with the business. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, definitely this House revolves around dialogue and cooperation. And I know that everybody in this country who has observed me in the last 8 months that I've sat here will confirm that I'm one of the most accommodating persons in this chamber. Everybody will confirm that. Mr. Speaker, the narrative that he seeks to put out there is that I'm a leader who doesn't carry the minority along. That is a narrative that I find quite unfair to put out there. If I did anything today against you, it is the way you conducted yourself in relation to the Speaker. No, on the issue of singing, all of us sang, both sides. I'm not raising issues about singing. I said, I'm not raising issues about singing. The issue that I raised and asked the Speaker to rule on an issue of contempt and breach of privilege is your conduct here. It's not about engagement on the business of the House. When you say you don't have notice, you will only be able to make a case that you don't have notice if the order paper does not capture the item. Once the order paper captures the item, you have notice of the item. Mr. Speaker, he was the majority leader and leader of government business. He saw to the presentation of several budget statements. And you know that in every budget statement, when the Minister of Finance makes reference to bills, to regulations, to instruments, to amendments, to contracts, to repeals, immediately he finishes, we usually lay those ones. And we take them on a certificate of urgency. You know that. You've been in this house. You know. So why are you behaving as if this is the first time this is happening? When they are late, then when the Speaker refers it to committee, at the committee level, you will engage. That's how engagement takes place. But when bills, instruments, regulations, contracts, and etc., which were referred to in the policy statement of the finance minister, then the clerks, on their own, knowing that this is the procedure, go and print an order paper addendum and capture all those instruments. And Speaker, consistent with our practice, is now seeking to have us lay those instruments. And you rise up and he gives you indications that let me finish laying, I will recognize you. And you persist and clearly violate our rules. On a day when you know the whole world is focusing on us in this chamber, the sanctity of the image of this chamber. Mr. Speaker, as you indicated, I will not belabor the point. I will not belabor the point. We can take the third reading of the scholarship bill and we'll call it a day. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
May we take the item on the Ghana Scholarships Authority Bill 2025, and that I think is item 13 on the order paper. Item 13, Minister for Education. Move the motion for the third reading.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the Ghana Scholarship Authority Bill 2025 be now read the third time. I beg to move.
Motion moved. Any seconder?
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Motion moved and seconded is for the consideration of the House. Honorable members, I put the question. And the question is that those in favor of the motion just moved by the Minister of Education, say aye. Those against, say no. Honorable members, The scholarship I've just been reminded that I've not declared the results. It means that the fatigue has set in. Honorable members, the ayes have it.
An act to establish the Ghana Scholarship Authority to regulate the administration and award of government scholarships in a transparent and equitable manner and for related matters.
Honorable members, the Ghana Scholarships Authority Bill 2025 duly read the third time and passed. You all heard the minister. He was so overwhelmed that he was overjoyed because he has struggled all these days to get this bill through. And so he didn't even know how to move the third reading. So he preceded it with a good laugh. Minister, thank you for the patience and all the tolerance. Please, I think that we need to do a few things. I have tried, and I want to appeal to leadership. I have tried to get us, in spite of our differences, to work together. I have organized a number of retreats for leaders, a number of opportunities, and leaders have always failed to turn up. I'm compelled to say this because those who are not aware think that I'm not making the effort. It's because we are different that we are sitting to the left and to the right. If we're not different, we'll be together at one place. And the arrangement of this chamber would have been different. That difference must be recognized and accepted. That is how we work together. That's how we were created. That's why you have parties. And that's why Ghanaians voted for you the way they voted. So please, let's accept each other and work together. You only do that when you are outside the floor. But when you come here, something else happens to you. That's why I was calling the pastors and the apostles to come here and then pray and bless this chamber. Maybe there's something inside here that I don't know. And they should come and exorcise the evil spirit in the chamber. Because I deal with you people outside the chamber. And your attitude is very different. But when you are inside here, and something else, they say Beshi. Please, we can do better than this. I know your capacity, I know who you are, I know what you've been doing, but don't give this impression, because it will not be my nature to be applying the hammer, but if that is the last resort, so be it. And I told you, sooner than later, it will fall on hairs. I won't split your hairs, but you may not recover. Please, let's end it here, unless there's something urgent, and take it.
The Speaker, yes, I think we have sat beyond 5 hours, so we're in your hands.
Well, honorable members, I will then proceed to adjourn the sitting to tomorrow. And the sitting is adjourned till 2 p.m. tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, yes. No indication of a different timing. You want to sit earlier? Yes, please. Yes.
My friends opposite are proposing that we do 12 noon.
12 noon. Honorable members, sitting is adjourned to tomorrow at 12 noon. Sitting accordingly adjourned.